Kindness is not for others to thank us. It is so that we may both walk in peace. Welcome back to Rivers of Reflection. Today, follow Lucian into the mists of an ancient village to discover the secret behind a blind man's lantern. Giving is sometimes the best way to protect ourselves. In the ancient village of Mistwood, where the towering peaks of the twin spires embrace the clouds, the nights are not just dark. They are heavy. A thick, silver mist often descends from the heights, swallowing the cobblestone paths and turning the familiar world into a realm of ghosts. In this village lived a young man named Lucian. Lucian was a scholar of logic and sharp edges. He believed only in what could be measured, touched, and proven. To him, the world was a marketplace. Every action required a reaction, and every gift demanded a debt. He was successful, yes, but his heart was a fortress, cold and solitary. He often asked himself, why bother with kindness when the world is so indifferent to it? On the other side of the village lived Elder Alaric. Alaric had lost his sight 30 years ago in a great mountain storm, yet the villagers said he saw more than those with eyes. He lived in a small stone cottage, a man of profound silence and a gentle smile that seemed to radiate from a deep inner light. One autumn evening, the mist was thicker than usual. It was a blind night, where even the lanterns of the taverns struggled to pierce the fog. Lucian was walking home late, his cloak pulled tight against the damp chill. He moved cautiously, his hand brushing the cold stone walls to find his way. He was frustrated, cursing the darkness that slowed his pace. Suddenly, a warm, amber glow appeared at the end of the narrow alleyway. It swayed gently as it approached. As the figure emerged from the veil of white, Lucian froze. It was Elder Alaric. The blind man was walking with a rhythmic confidence, a wooden cane in one hand and a brilliantly lit bronze lantern in the other. The light from Alaric's lantern was magnificent. It didn't just flicker. It radiated a soft, golden warmth that made the swirling mist look like dancing fireflies. Lucian stood there, bewildered. He knew Alaric was completely blind. He knew the man's eyes had been closed to the world of light for decades. Lucian couldn't help himself. His logical mind saw a contradiction that demanded an answer. "Elder Alaric," he called out, his voice echoing in the hollow street. The old man stopped, tilting his head as if listening to the soul behind the voice. "Yes, young Lucian. I recognize the weight of your footsteps," Alaric replied softly. Lucian stepped into the circle of gold. "Forgive me, Elder, but the whole village knows your eyes have long forgotten the sun. You walk in a world of shadows that no flame can brighten. So tell me, why do you carry a lantern? Is it a habit you cannot break? Or have you forgotten that you cannot see the light you hold?" There was no mockery in Lucian's voice, only a cold, genuine bewilderment. To him, a blind man carrying a lamp was the ultimate symbol of futility. It was wasted energy, a light without a witness. Elder Alaric let out a small, melodic laugh, a sound like dry leaves dancing in the wind. He raised the lantern slightly higher between them. "You are right, Lucian," Alaric said, his voice as steady as the flame. "This lantern does not show me the cracks in the road. It does not tell me where the mist ends or where the mountains begin. For me, the world remains a tapestry of sounds, smells, and memories." He paused, a look of immense peace washing over his weathered face. "I do not carry this light for my eyes. I carry it for yours." Lucian fell silent. The logic in his mind began to shatter. You see, Lucian, in the darkness, it is easy to become a ghost. If I walk without a light, I am invisible to you. In your haste, you might run into me. We might both fall. We might both be hurt. I carry this lantern so that you can see me coming. I shine this light so that you have a clear path to walk around me. My light protects you from me, and in doing so, it protects me from you. The words hit Lucian with the force of a tidal wave. In his pursuit of logic, he had forgotten the most basic truth of human existence. He had spent his life thinking that kindness was a transaction, something you did only if the other person could see it and pay it back. But Alaric was teaching him that kindness is a shield. It is the lantern we carry so that we don't collide with one another in the mist of life. When we choose to be patient, when we choose to be honest, or when we choose to forgive, we aren't just doing it for the other person. We are lighting up the path so that no one gets hurt, including ourselves. Lucian looked at his own hands, empty and cold in the shadows. He realized he had been the one who was truly blind. He had sight, but he had no light. He was so focused on his own journey that he never considered how his darkness might cause someone else to stumble. I understand now, Elder, Lucian whispered, his voice trembling. The lantern is for the peace of both. Kindness is not a debt the world owes us. It is the light we hold to ensure that everyone, including ourselves, reaches home safely. When you give, when you help, or when you simply smile at a stranger, you are carrying Alaric's lantern. You are making the world a place where we can see each other through the fog. Thank you for reflecting with us today at Rivers of Reflection. If this story brought a little light to your day, type, "I am a lantern bearer" in the comments. Remember, your kindness is your greatest protection. Stay in the light.